Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory. And not quite an hour ago, it finished at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 2, Arsenal 4. I did not see that coming. Yeah, I'm over the moon. It was a very, very good performance. I mean, there's a couple of people online and across the world saying it was a fantastic performance. I'd say defensively we could have been better. The 2 goals we conceded weren't great, but at the end of the day, all that matters is that you got more goals than the opponent. And it lifts us out of the mud, so to speak, and back into this top 4 race, and gives us more of a chance of finishing in the European places. After the recent run of form we've been having, losing to Palace, Brighton and Southampton, this was just what we needed. It's also probably the most Arsenal thing that could have happened, that we lose to 3 teams like that, no disrespect to them, and then we go and beat last season's European champions. The team played very, very well today. The lineup that Arteta fielded was a back 3 with Holding in there with White and Gabriel, and then Elneny and Xhaka were in central midfields. And I have to say that, for me, Elneny was the man of the match. I think a lot of people were saying that, and I had a feeling. I did this in the FIFA sim. I was like, I have a feeling he's gonna. And I think I said it. I think before the Southampton game, I think I said it, that Arteta's probably waiting to use Elneny for Chelsea, and that's why I put him in the preview. And it paid off. I think Xhaka played really well as well. I know a lot of people won't admit that, but especially the nutmeg he did on Marcus Alonso was pretty cool. Tavares stayed in at left back. He did okay. He left a little bit too much space to Reece James on that right hand side, but other than that, he did well. And I think in general, Arteta's game management was spot on today. Full credit all round. And even though I don't necessarily think we're actually gonna get top 4, we've definitely reignited our chances of getting into the top 4. And as I said, we've stamped ourselves a better chance of finishing in the European places, essentially. I did think that Chelsea, having played on Sunday, might work in our favour, but I didn't want to kind of dwell on that. And to be honest with you, they've got so many dangerous players that I wouldn't have been surprised if the score I predicted came true. So yeah, all I can say is it's always great to beat Chelsea. And like I said earlier on in the season, I think after Spurs at the Emirates, and I think when we beat Aston Villa, I think it was. So after all that, we're still not dead yet. I don't know. It's just this. I had a feeling that this was going to be the way the end of the season was going to go. Just topsy-turvy, going back and forth. Paul Merson was saying on Sky Sports that he thinks that the advantage is with Arsenal again, but I don't necessarily agree. I know Brentford are playing really well at the moment, but I have a feeling Spurs will win that. Man United is not an easy game. I can imagine, despite how awful they're playing at the moment and how abject they are, after getting completely run out of Liverpool by Liverpool on Tuesday, I always feel like they put in a performance against us. Especially if Cristiano Ronaldo's back, and my condolences go out to him for the news he received recently. But yeah, especially if he's there, I can't imagine them not turning up, to be honest. I remember the 15-16 season where it was like they were riddled with injuries. It was like the worst United team for ages. It was like Marcus Rashford's debut, and he scored a brace that day, and they beat us 3-2. And that's basically the game that all but signalled us led Leicester to win the title, essentially. So I'm always dubious about playing Man United, regardless. If we go out there and we batter them 3-0 in the first half, then I'll be like, bloody hell, this does look good. And that's the thing. Let's see what happens. But I think really and truthfully, I did the preview a little bit early for Man United with Stefan, my friend and Man United fan, on Easter Monday, and in that I said that it kind of comes down to this game and the North London derby, but I think it more comes down to the North London derby, because I have a feeling that Arsenal and Tottenham will probably be the most consistent until the end of the season. Speaking of consistency, I have mentioned recently, particularly in the preview for this game and the Southampton game, I did mention, or sort of alluded to the fact that results like that give you doubts about Arteta, and I still do. I mean, I think from the start of the season, or from since he came in, I've always thought it was a risk. But if he can get us back into Europe, and it's a double-edged sword really, because if he gets us back into Europe, that's kind of like, okay, yeah, that's the minimum. But if he gets us back into the Champions League, then the expectation becomes higher, and I have a feeling that an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to happen, where the results aren't going to get better. And I still think that he's not someone that's going to be with us long term, because there's a point where he's not going to get rescued, and that will probably be if we do get into the top four and get back into Champions League. I might be wrong. Hopefully I am wrong, because when he does well and he coaches the team well and we win and get positive results, Arsenal do well, and that's all I really want. It isn't about the brand that certain sections of the fan base like to promote, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who the manager is. We just want the club to do well, and we get disappointed when we lose, and to lose 3 games in a row is terrible. But a result like this is all we want to see as Arsenal fans, and it puts us right back in there essentially. And we got to go and do it again on Saturday against Man United. Have to do it. But knowing this team, we will probably draw or lose that game. But anyway, the other shout out is to Eddie Nketiah. I know that there's been, same with Lacazette as well. Lacazette didn't play, but with Nketiah, I know there's been a lot of people shouting about the interviews the two of them did, and especially Nketiah saying that he wants to go and play elsewhere, etc., which is fair enough. But some cynical people will be saying that he's playing for a move, but he scored a brace today. 2 very, very competent strikers' goals. So yeah, he did well. And I've always I know he's not been the quality of, I don't know, let's say an Alexis Sanchez or an Aubameyang, but I've always liked him as a player. I've always liked him as a kind of, the way he poaches goals. I've always liked that. And you kind of always, at some point you do need that. But all around, really, really pleased with the performance. And I just hope, as I've said many, many times during this season, this long old season, I just hope we remain consistent, and it starts again on Saturday with Man United at the Emirates. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I won't be back again, because you'll be hearing the pre-recorded preview with Stefan, which comes out on Friday. So look out for that. But I will hopefully be back again after the game on Saturday, giving my thoughts and hopefully more positivity. All right, have a good evening. Take care and stay safe.